Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Black and the White podcast. I'm your host Ryan with my co-host D'Angelo. We got an exciting one this week here. We're kind of going over week 12, the games, everything that happened Thanksgiving. Then we got week 13 preview. D and I get into a weird conversation, pretty good argument over
Jackson, a
DeSean
Hall of Famer.
Jackson
He's a Hall of Famer.
with DeSean Jackson with his recent retirement. So we wanted to talk about that. So we got a pretty good episode here this week, but all right, D, you ready?
Broncos make the playoffs. It's set in fucking stone now. Broncos country, let's ride.
All right, D, first game, Packers, Lions, Packers 29, Lions 22. What a fucking just disgrace. The Lions always lose on Thanksgiving. I don't know why we would have thought anything was different with them being a great team now, but they always lose.
I don't know why. It was a good game, but the Packers just got after. They just got after him. That's all they did. They just got after Jared Goff. They didn't stop the run game, but they slowed it down by a lot. So it affected the game by a lot, and you saw the difference.
Yeah, it was clear as day, but I'm not worried about the Lions. The Lions are still going to be fine. Packers might sneak up and be good here. They might make a shot towards the playoffs, but I just don't know. I think that they just got lucky, had a good game, but
I believe so as well. I don't think in my opinion, I think the Packers are they're getting hot, but they're just the middle of the pack team. Literally.
Yeah.
Like the
fifth. Yeah, literally that. Yeah. They're just going to sit in the middle. I mean, they can make a push, but that could be it. But Cowboys, Commanders, 45-10. That was a whooping. And it was bad. They're doing the Salvation Army fucking donation celebrations. They're doing everything. It was rough, man. But the Commanders still it was kind of crazy. They had like over a certain amount of yards and in every category, and they did really well. And I think they were the first team to ever lose, having the amount of yards they had, the amount of everything. It did, like, I think they won in time of possession, maybe, or like, which is crazy to think about. Because, yeah, dude, the Washington Commanders had the ball for 36 minutes compared to 23 minutes, dude.
That's just, oh my goodness. It doesn't surprise me, but it's more of a situation of Dallas is the last, because normally before 2017, Dallas was kind of like sub 500 at home. But ever since then, Dallas has been dominating at home, and they beat the bad teams. They do what they're supposed to do. They beat the shit out of the bad teams, and it's not a bad football team, but they're rebuilding, and it's clear as day they're rebuilding. So,
yeah, no, Cowboys are good. They're definitely. I'm excited for the Eagles matchup against them. It'll be something to see. I think we got, not this week we face the 49ers, but next week we have them. So that's going to be a hell of a game. 49ers Seahawks. 49ers just whooped the fuck out of the Seahawks. I mean, I didn't think anything else of it.
If it wasn't for the pick six from the Seahawks, games that they don't even have 7 points, like the game was just so out of reach. It felt like big brother playing their little brother in basketball. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
They were just dominating on every level of the game. Brock Purdy is dominant as always. And that defense is legit.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, best defense in the NFL by far. It is ridiculous what they do to top offenses, and especially offenses that are top 10s. It's like the Seahawks have a pretty good offense, and they embarrass them. So it's a little sad.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, the 49ers are back. I mean, that 3-loss streak that they had was just a fluke. I think that they were just missing Deebo Samuel and oh my gosh, left tackle. He's Trent Williams. Jesus, dude.
Wow.
Holy
Probably.
shit. I don't know how I forgot his
Uh,
name,
but
but
the crazy thing is, Trent Williams is probably a top 5 NFL player. It's not like you're just missing anybody.
yeah, I was about to say that's not a just
Yeah,
a routine miss. That
it
was a big
is.
miss. But yeah, no, they were just hurting without them. I think they're back in action. We got a good game next week with the 49ers Eagles. That'll be a really, really nice game.
That's gonna be a fucking amazing game,
Yeah,
bro.
it'll be really, really good. Um, another team that just beats the bad teams, Dolphins, Jets. Dolphins whooped the Jets. I mean, like there's a lot of games this week. It felt like they just like there's teams that just whoop people. Like we haven't seen spreads like this all year, really. How many of them there were?
The
But
Jets do. I like the Jets because the Jets, like, hey, I think the Jets, for now on, with their coach, crazy thing, he's a Colorado native. Hmm.
yeah, huh?
Hmm. Hmm.
What do you
I'm
know?
just saying, if Ryan Robbins is my best friend, if I'm looking for an offensive coordinator, the first person I'm gonna call, Ryan Robbins. That's all I'm gonna say. Denver Broncos. I'm saying he's a Colorado native. You should give the man a fucking interview, but that's a different conversation for a different
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
But I think they're going to be one of those teams where they're always going to be in the playoffs. Reasons why is because they beat the bad teams,
yeah,
and I think if they keep building, the Dolphins look legit. They look legit. I think they have to get a pass rusher. Need to get some better old linemen. But as the years go on, I don't think they're going to do. I think they may surprise a team. I think if they were to play Kansas City or let's say Jacksonville, they can beat them. But I think with them not having a great offensive line, that could hurt them. And their defense is not the scariest. Their
yeah,
secondary is scary, but their D line is not scary. So you can kind of push them around and just run the ball on them.
yeah.
So, I got them going the farthest. My projection for the Dolphins is divisional round.
Mm,
The divisional round. That's their cap.
yeah,
Conference championship would be if someone gets hurt, like a Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce gets hurt, or maybe a Trevor Lawrence or Travis Etienne or Evan Ingram gets hurt, then maybe. But outside, if everyone's healthy, they're not going past that.
yeah. No, I agree. I think they haven't proven themselves to face somebody and beat them that are actually good teams. I mean, the Eagles beat them 31-17. Like, it's they need to win a game. I think they face the Cowboys later on, is who they face. So we'll see how they look against them. Um, Colts, Buccaneers.
Um,
Buccaneers are
Gardner is him.
yeah. The
If
the
go,
the Buccaneers need to win these last couple of games because like NFC South is incredibly it's still up
shit,
for grabs. It's
I
just
would be surprised if a team that's 8-9 make the playoffs. Maybe like 7-10. I would not be surprised.
it could. I think that could possibly still happen with their records and how they face each other because basically it's just on division games at this point. So I think if they face each other correctly, it could be a 7-10 team. I think you're right.
Yeah, and
It's just,
hopefully it's not a shitty team like the Falcons. I don't want them making the playoffs. I picked them to go to the playoffs. I don't want them making the playoffs. That offense is terrible.
I think that they're possibly the best team out there to go. Maybe no, the
I don't
Saints
think
aren't that good either.
the
The
Saints are
Saints are
good
harder to watch.
defensively, but offensively, the Saints are just terrible. And I just don't know why. They have weapons. It just looks like when you watch them, they're missing something.
But yeah, I
All
mean, the
right.
NFC South is just wide open. The Colts are just there. I don't know, man. They could make a run against the Jaguars. They could do something. The Texans, Jaguars, they could possibly make some noise, which is kind of crazy. But
Well, the thing is, though, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Broncos beat the Texans, I don't know the rest of let's look at the Texans, the rest of their schedule. I just don't. It's going to be hard for the Texans to make it. I know that for sure. Let's see.
I don't know, dude. These are all because the Browns aren't what they used to be. So I mean, they could go. I could see them going 4-2. They could lose two games and be okay.
No, no. If that's the crazy thing, though, you have to think about it like this: the Broncos have one of the easiest schedules left. when you look at, let's say, the Chargers aren't making the playoffs, the Colts have a possibility. The Texans, I don't know. I just don't see it. Okay, there we go. Computer's taking all damn day. So they have
Jesus.
left. Yeah, they have
I mean, like if
the
they
Jets,
can,
the
if
Tennessee, they have
yeah,
the Browns, they have the Titans twice, and then the Colts. There's a possibility, but with the current playoffs, they would have to have a better record than the Bills. And then we're going off of quarterbacks. Who's better? CJ Stroud. Well, CJ Stroud this year is better than Josh Allen. I don't care what anyone says. But
yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
But
no,
that's what it's going to go down to.
I mean the Colts. If the Colts can win, they can do some damage. They could possibly sneak in. I think it will surprise us. That could be my sleeper team that may make it. The Texans could
Oh
make it too. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are on the because
shit.
like you got to think the Bengals are done, the Browns are done. Like after what
Well,
we
you may have
saw,
a point. Fuck, the Colts have to play Tennessee, Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's going to be tough. Atlanta may be a little tough. The Raiders and Houston. So there's a great possibility the Colts may make the playoffs.
that last game could be the determining factor who makes the playoffs between the Texans and them. Seriously, it could be. I don't know. I mean, like the Colts are good. Like the Colts are like a team. They are put together and they could do it. Honestly, seriously, they could with Gardner Minshew there. I think they could. But these the next game D is two teams that are definitely not going to make it. Patriots Giants. What a fucking shit show game.
I
That
would
sucked.
never in my fucking life. I watched a quarter of that game, and I would never get that time back in my life. That was a waste of time. An absolute waste of fucking time. I'm big. I love Bill Belichick. You know I'm big on Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He's making us believe it was more of Tom Brady and the great defensive players that he had. It's
It's
like
a
okay,
no-brainer.
I see what they like. Oh, don't forget me wrong. Tom Brady did dink and dunk the first six, probably 12. Well, actually 12, but most of his career he dinked and dunked. Let's be honest. But him dinking and dunking got him 3 rings. He was a game manager first, and then became Tom Brady that we know and we love.
Right.
But he didn't start off like a Peyton Manning. But goddamn, he's making Tom Brady look a lot better than he is.
Yeah.
Because it's a situation where let's use common sense. Hey, Ryan, if I cheat on you and you leave me and I go to the next woman or guy and
Kinky.
I cheat and I cheat and they leave me, what's the problem, Ryan? Let's just use common sense. What's the
Yeah.
problem? Who's the problem? Is it
You.
you or is it me?
You.
That's how I feel with Bill Belichick. The
It's plain
crazy
and
thing
simple.
is, the crazy thing is, when I looked at this shit at work and I wanted to talk to you about this. They have Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Patriots in like 6 different mock drafts by 6 different analysts. I'm like, when has Bill Belichick drafted a wide receiver in the first round?
Well, the thing is, I think they're basing it off of him not being the guy anymore. I don't think they're going to keep him. I think he's done after this year. I think they're going to get rid of Bill Belichick. The rumors are all over the place. Like he could possibly go into the Chargers, could be going to the Bears, could be going to Washington. Like those are all
Bill
teams that are.
Belichick, Bill Belichick in Chicago would be amazing.
That would be
If
crazy, wouldn't it?
if he
That would be so crazy.
if he brings a Super Bowl to Chicago, he's the greatest head coach in any sport. There's
Yeah.
not even a question.
And then now the Panthers too. I forgot about the Panthers. He could take another young guy. I don't think he is. I don't think he wants to go that like a 2-year guy. I don't think he wants that. I think he wants a team that has pieces but needs a leader, and that would be Bill Belichick to the Bears. I really think. Or the Chargers could be a really fucking good
but they
destination
have
for him.
They have a lot of bad cap. Their cap is going to be shitty next year.
It's true. That's true. But they do have a lot of pieces right now.
What pieces?
For the Chargers?
Outside of Justin Herbert, what do they have?
Well, I mean, they got, Keenan Allen,
Mike Williams. Like 34. Mike Williams.
That's what I'm saying. If you get a good coach on that team.
But Ryan, Mike Williams is the football version of Anthony Davis.
But also, you got to like think about this too. Like all he needs is 1 year. Bill Belichick does. He will coach you to win. You know what I mean? Like he will coach on the Patriots roster right now. There ain't shit. There's nothing. There's nobody.
I would take
No one.
I would take Chicago. I would take the Bears. Reasons why is because don't forget, you're gonna have you have one top 5 pick, and then you're gonna have another top 10 pick. You can flip that top 5 pick and maybe get more capital for the future. Drive some offensive linemen, sign through free agency. You coach them up. A couple years, you have a Super Bowl contender.
It just depends on how long Bill Belichick even wants to coach. Watch, he will just retire after this year. Watch him just be done.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
But no, we'll see. We'll see where he goes. But right now, yeah, those two teams are completely fucking out of it. They're trash. Steelers, Bengals. Division game. They're always scrappy like this. This is all those games. They're all like this. That NFC North is always scrappy as fuck.
AFC North.
AFC North, sorry. Yeah.
You're getting old. AFC, you're getting old.
28 hits you like a fucking truck, dude. Yeah, no, like it just the Steelers came to play. Mike Tomlin's awesome when it comes to these games like this. It was a hard-fought game, even with the Bengals having the backup quarterback in, which I don't really, like I said, I throw everything out when it comes to the AFC North on division games because you just never know what the fuck's going to happen. So it's a game that you just never know. But the Steelers are going to make it. They're going to make the playoffs, dude. They'll be in there.
Whoever plays the Steelers in the first round is going to get an easy win. The Steelers, in a way, when you watch them win, and it's the same thing, like I tell you for the Eagles, you may find ways to win, but losing football and winning is not very rewarding. And that's what I see when I watch the Steelers play. It's like, you guys don't look good. You put up a lot of yards, but they didn't equal in the points.
First game, hey, by the way, first game over 400
yards in like
53 games or whatever, ever since Matt Canada took over. The game, so I heard of this stat. The game before Matt Canada took over as offensive coordinator, they had over 400 yards. He takes over, hasn't had over 400. The game after they get 400, come on.
Well, that's a lot of these NFL teams. And the same thing when I go to work. A lot of people live in a time that don't exist.
Yeah.
If you have good receivers and if you have an average to above average offensive line, there's no reason you should be running the ball more than passing. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You should be passing the ball at least 30 times a game. If you have good receivers and an above average or an average to above average offensive line, you should be passing at least 30 times a game.
Right.
A lot of these NFL teams need to be hiring a lot of these young guys that have this, crazy thoughts, and the offense is just crazy, but it works. Because right. I think the only old fuck that he still has it is Andy Reid. Andy Reid could coach Pee-wee football and go undefeated because how he plays the game is just so crazy, but it works. These route running, like the simple shit, you can turn a bad receiver good. You can turn a good quarterback great, i.e. Donovan McNabb.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Donovan McNabb wasn't anything that was like over the top. I like Donovan McNabb. I liked him as a quarterback, but
question, because we were talking about this at work. This is one of my friends. He's an Eagles fan. Donovan McNabb is not a Hall of Famer.
No, I don't think.
Not even a comp.
I mean, he'll be an Eagles Hall of Famer for us or whatever.
But not the NFL Hall of Fame.
Any with us? I think he already is with us. No, he's on the. He didn't do anything. What did he do?
Yeah, go to the Super Bowl. That's what I said. I said Donovan McNabb.
He went to a Super Bowl.
Went to a Super Bowl. I'm like, but who is his coach? Are you gonna are we gonna keep disrespecting Andy Reid?
Yeah, no, that he doesn't deserve to be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
I'm like, and when you Google his stats, it's below average. Like Jay Cutler had better stats than him.
See, DeSean Jackson signed back with the Eagles and retired.
Yeah, everyone was at work confused on what you were talking about. They were like,
I fucking hate him. I can't stand him, dude.
They were like, what is he talking about? I'm like, I have no idea.
Fucking hate him.
No idea. They were like, before AJ Brown, it was D-Jack. It's just like, how does he hate fucking D-Jack? Like, I don't know.
I like Jeremy Maclin over more than him. But
yeah, someone said you're retarded for even thinking that.
I don't care. Listen, dude, I fucking
Jeremy Maclin.
Hey
The,
man,
someone told me at work Jeremy Maclin wouldn't choose himself over D-Jack. And I was like, touche.
probably. But guess
Touche.
what? I got his fucking back. All right.
I,
I've got J Max back. But dude, I
I
have
don't know
just
why
never
you
liked
hate
him. I don't
D-Jack.
know what it is.
That's crazy. That's crazy as shit to me.
Titans, Panthers, 17-10.
That shit was.
These are boring. Like these games, like now we're at the point in the
That
season.
wasn't.
We know who's
I'm,
not going to make it.
yeah, but I still watch a lot of football just because. And when I watch the Titans, I see growth, but I see their coach. They have a bad offensive line, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, hopefully they don't draft an offensive lineman again this year in the first round.
I think Mike Vrabel might be done with the Titans after this. Shortly.
I think so too.
Is this his contract here? I can't.
I don't know.
I
But
can't
they
remember
might.
if it is.
I don't think they'll fire him.
No,
When
no.
when you look at that team when he first got there, and even now, he took a bad team he went to the conference championship. The conference with that team, it's not like they were good, but they were coached up. They were coached very well, and I think he can coach his ass off. But I do believe he's living in a time that doesn't exist. You need a quarterback that can throw the fucking ball, because Malik Willis is not it.
Yeah, it looks like Mike Vrabel is still under contract. It looks like to me, even through this next year. So I don't know what they're going to do. I feel like they're at a point now. It's like, okay, something different needs to happen. They may give him what they might do is give him one more year with Will Levis, and stick with him.
Is the truth. I think.
Yeah, which I like. I like Will Levis a lot. Yeah, but
I think they need to. One of these mediocre teams like the Titans, Patriots are just shitty, but one of these mediocre teams, they have to trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. They have to.
He's going to be big time, like a Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle impact.
I think better.
Yeah, it will be that type of impact, though. That's what
none of those guys had their dad was a top 5 receiver all the time. Yeah, his dad was the guy, like him.
Yeah. No, I just think he's going to have a big impact on whatever team he goes to.
Yeah, you have to trade up for him. I did realize it, but it's kind of funny hearing it. His nickname is Maserati Marvin. That's the best fucking nickname.
Maserati Marv is what they call him.
Like that's dope as shit. I would just trade up just to talk to him.
That's my I mean he's very good. Like. He's going to make a difference on whoever team he goes to. But yeah, no, Titans or the Panthers would be a huge landing spot for him. Like any of these teams that need a wide receiver. Fuck, man. Like
the Panthers can't. That's what I'm saying. The Panthers can't trade for him. Have no first round pick.
Like this is a player they would need. And they're bitching about not having a number one when you just traded it to the Bears. You're fucking stupid. Terrible organization.
Stupid. That's not stupid. They needed a quarterback. That was.
I mean, fuck. They got that quarterback in the second round. Will Levis, they got in the second round pick.
I'm talking about the Panthers.
Oh fuck. Never mind.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. The Titans.
No, they did. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking Will Levis. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, they needed a quarterback, but
no,
the Titans do anything without wide receivers.
Listen, I'm not big. I wasn't big on Malik Willis coming out of the draft. Him getting drafted in the second round was crazy to me. I tell people in a lot of my leagues, I'm like, you guys don't watch football. I see. You guys don't know nothing about real football. That college shit does not, it doesn't translate to the fucking NFL, which it did not.
Not always. Yeah. And with what system he was in just didn't make sense. He'll be gone. He'll be gone after he will not. I don't think he'll be a backup.
Yeah. He's probably going to be, I would say, he's going to be out of the league in about 4 or 5 years.
Probably
CFL because he's not that accurate throwing and he just has the speed.
Yeah.
And that's how I think about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Another shitty game, Chicago and the Minnesota Vikings game. Oh my God. Why would they do that to us?
Dude,
that was
doing that Monday night, like watching that shit Monday Night Football was terrible. Why would you put that shit on?
I don't know why they don't change games. Like I think more meaningful games need to be played Monday night.
Well,
Like,
they just did a flex of the year, baby. First flex ever. They flexed out the Chiefs and the Patriots for the Eagles versus the Seahawks Monday night. First time they've ever done it.
yes, they need to do that more often.
Well, this
Really.
was last year, I think, was the first time them starting that. Yeah, it was let me see here. What week is that? It's week, is it 15, maybe? Week 15, they flexed out. Yeah, they flexed out the Chiefs and Patriots. Isn't that funny? Move that shit,
Yes,
and then
no
they
one
put
wants to
the
watch that shit. It's gonna be
no,
the
fuck no.
no. You put the game that people want to watch. That's how it always should be. That's how you make money. That's how you make billions. We don't want to fucking see the Chiefs play the fucking Raiders. We know who's gonna win. It was a good game, but we want to see the fucking Chiefs play the Eagles. The Chiefs play the Chargers, even though the Chargers suck this year, probably last year too. Fuck the Chargers. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Stupid. Yeah, no, I mean they need to start doing that shit more often. So, but yeah, that game was just dog shit. There are two franchises that are just gonna mean nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, D, we got Jaguars, Texans, 24-21. I know we talked about them briefly already.
That was a good game.
Yeah,
that was a dog fight.
I think this game determined who's going to win the division. I think the Jaguars are going to get it. And, you know, we were just talking about the Colts and the Texans coming up the rear. Unless something weird happens for the Jaguars, if they really lose that 2-game lead, I just don't think so.
No,
I think that they've got
it.
it.
Lose it. They're winning the division. They look good. I can say they can beat anybody in the AFC. And I think they also can lose to anybody in the AFC as well.
Yeah.
Because I know when they played the Chiefs, it was like 17-9. So it's like their defense comes to play, but the real question is their offense going to come to play? That's what it's going to come down to, is the offense, because last year Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks and they came back. Well, you have good coaching. You're not coming back from that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's good. They are definitely a well put together team. They've got, you know, a nice 1-2 punch at the wide receiver position. Christian Kirk and oh my gosh, Calvin Ridley. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank today, dude. I don't know what's going on.
You know.
But I want you to finally give Christian Kirk his fucking flowers. You know, I want you to finally just admit that Christian Kirk
I talked to people about that. I bet about that at work, and they were just like, Christian Kirk is not a top 20 receiver. I said, I was like, why do you say that? I was just like, and then some guy kind of said the same thing I said. He was just like, they paid him because they were desperate. It's not like they're desperate, paid him,
but he's got more yards than Calvin Ridley.
If again, these are NFL guys. It's the same reason. It's the same thing for the Packers. You know the talent that you have, and you know what you have. If I throw you the ball, let's say 10 to 15 times a game, you're going to catch some balls. Doesn't mean you're great. You're just getting the ball thrown your way.
He literally has only 8 more targets.
And no, Ryan,
than Calvin Ridley.
It's not like, okay, so this is you're missing. Offensively, the Jaguars are really good. They have a top 10 offense. They have a pretty good offensive line. They have a great quarterback. They have good weapons. They have Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley. So it's not like it was just him and he's doing this.
But Christian Kirk did this last year too. He's done the exact same thing back-to-back
years. Not the same offense except for Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is the reason they're better this year. It's because he opens up the offense by a lot.
Sure, you can't have this. I mean, look at the Raiders. You can't have a number. You can't have like a top. You know, they have a top 5 wide receiver on their team, and they're not nothing. You know what I mean?
But Calvin Ridley's a 1. Christian Kirk is a 2. So you're saying he's a top 20. The first thing people are going to say is that means Christian Kirk is a 1, which he is not. They don't have 2 number 1s on their team. They have a 1 and a 2 on their team.
There's not 32 number 1s in the league, though. There's not.
That is true.
But he's not a number 1. I'm not saying he's a number 1. Being top 20 does not mean you're a number 1.
For the most part, it is.
I can't name you.
He got paid like a number 1.
He got paid at that time to be the 20th best, but not everybody got their contracts.
Listen. When you Google that free agency, there was not many wide receivers.
And
So
that's okay. Like but the thing is he's still performing.
But you have to go off of what you have and what's available. So you're not going to wait until years till someone comes available. You're not going to trade for no one. You're going to go do something. You're going to go what's available. They signed him for a decent amount. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, when you say top 20, there's a lot of receivers that are like, no one's taking him. Because when you say top 20, that means if you were to have a draft right now, let's say a fantasy draft, he's going to go maybe in the second round.
He's 19th in yards right now. 19th.
Again, no one's
19th.
No one's drafting. If it's a fantasy draft, no one in Madden is drafting Christian Kirk in the second or third round for a wide receiver. Like if he's available, like maybe he could be my second or third guy, but he's not taking Christian Kirk.
Madden had Brock Purdy at like a 72 overall at the beginning of the year or something like that, or 70 something. Okay, yeah, listen, Madden's not always right, but I'll tell you this: Christian Kirk,
right about that. You got to give it time. You just got to.
Christian Kirk last year he deserves his flowers because he has performed at an exceptional level with Trevor Lawrence
because of the offense. Opens up things.
You have to have a functional offense to be able to do anything in the league.
That's not
true
or
false.
That's look
what wide receivers going to thrive.
He's a running back. DeAndre Hopkins. What the fuck are you talking about?
D-Hop is not performing. D-Hop's
going to be D-Hop's going to be in the Hall of Fame from playing with bum quarterbacks.
He literally he got his own like yards, but the team is not good itself. Devontae Adams, look at him. What do you mean he got yards? I'm just telling you. No. I'm telling you, you're not going to. You're going to have a good offense and have a good record.
Give me some quarterbacks before Deshaun Watson that D-Hop had.
The only one that is like even considered somewhat of a quarterback would be Matt Schaub. That I would consider be like he was okay. But you're right.
I don't think he played with Matt Schaub.
I'm not, but yeah, he did. He played with Matt Schaub.
I don't think so.
D-Hop? Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Let me look. I'm gonna look it up. But no, I'm not saying he's a number one. You're filling up with these number ones. I'm not saying
no. I'm saying when you say someone is top 20, that means he's the guy in that wide receiver room, and it's not him. Calvin, you can't be telling with that logic. You're saying that Calvin Ridley. So is Calvin Ridley better?
Calvin Ridley would be a top 20 wide receiver. Yes. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Calvin Ridley's a top 20. They have two top 20 wide receivers.
No, they do not.
It's plain and simple.
They do not. No, they do not.
I mean, it's plain and simple.
They do not. No, they do not. There's no way on God's green earth someone's like, yeah, I'll pay Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk the same. No. I would not in my life.
I think they are paid the same right now.
Well, because they're selling the same deal. Because don't forget,
what has Christian Kirk done to where it shows you that he doesn't deserve that deal? Tell me, what has he done the last 2 years that does not deserve that?
He's a average and above average. He's like Stephen A. Simmons says, just a guy. I can go probably put Darnell Mooney in that role. Maybe Denzel Mims from the Broncos. Maybe Christian Watkins. He's playing a role because the game. That offense opens up so much more for the second and third receiver. That's why Zay Jones does well. Marvin Jones Jr. He's not doing anything special.
I'm not saying he's like being top 20 in the league.
When you say someone's a top 20 at the position in the NFL, when there's 53 guys on the team, and then you times it by 32, that's like 450 guys, and you're telling me he's top 20 at that position? No, he is not. No, he is not.
20. He is a top 20.
So he's better than Jalen Waddle.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Is he better than Gabe Davis?
Yes.
So you're taking Christian Kirk over Devontae Smith?
No.
Okay. Are you taking Christian Kirk over Chris Godwin?
That's tough. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No. It's not.
I don't think so.
For anyone that watches the Bucks.
Not
like,
that.
What do you mean?
You don't watch. You have not watched. You seriously still have not watched Christian Kirk play on the field. He did the same shit last year.
Are you taking Christian Kirk over? Let's see, Keenan Allen.
No, fuck no. Keenan Allen's a number one. D.
Okay, over Mike Williams when healthy.
He is in the same ballpark as
No, he
that.
is not. No, he is not. No, he is not. No, he
All
is
day.
not.
All
You're
day.
not taking Christian.
Yes.
If you would okay, we have to bring on a guest because this guy played football. No one is taking Christian Kirk over some of these guys. I remember watching that Chiefs game and Bills game like, damn, Gabe Davis is going off. And since then, he's been playing pretty great. When I look at Chris Godwin can play, is one of those guys like a D-Hop. He can play with any quarterback and do well. You're not telling me that Christian Kirk, because he didn't do well. It's a reason the Cardinals let him go.
They're a dumb organization. What do you mean?
Ryan.
They're dumb. Come on.
Ryan.
D, you know they're a dumb organization.
Ryan, who would sign him for 5 years? I think it was 5 years, 90 mil. I think 5 years at 70 or 90. It was one.
I can't remember what his contract was. I can find it.
I think it's 70. I think, but that's above average. But at the same time, he was a number 2 to D-Hop. He got paid like a decent number 2. He did well because Calvin Ridley was suspended last year. But outside of that,
I will stand by Christian Kirk saying that he is a hell of a player. He has 761 receiving yards right now, and he's not even done.
Are you taking Christian Kirk or D-Jack?
Be retarded. You don't want to know that answer. You don't want to know that answer.
America wants to know that answer.
Christian Kirk. I fucking hate DeSean Jackson. That is a little bit deeper than just the stats on earth.
Christian Kirk.
That's deeper than the stats. That's deeper than the stats.
He wouldn't choose himself over D-Jack.
You can't do that. You can't do that to me because that's personal. That's a personal one.
No one.
I would pick a lot of wide receivers or DeSean Jackson because he's. We don't have to get involved in that. All right, let's just move on. We're moving on to the next game. Jaguars as a team, collectively good. Texans,
you're ridiculous.
They can win a couple of games. And
DeSean Jackson is going to be a Hall of Famer, right? Not Jeremy Maclin. You understand that, right?
He's a bitch. He's a bitch.
You understand that, right? He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
That's okay. I've never liked him.
Why?
I don't have to tell you every time, but I'm going to again. I hate his demeanor on the fucking field. He's a cocky fuck for no reason. He gets hurt all the fucking time. He's not reliable. But here's his flowers because he gets 11,000 receiving yards because he's fucking somehow.
You can't be injured a lot and get 11,000.
He was 15 years in the league. Of course, yeah. Okay, let's look. All right, we're bringing it up.
With that logic alone, a lot of people will be in the Hall of Fame. With that logic alone, with your logic, a lot of people should be in the Hall of Fame. The
only reason people signed him because he was fast. D, he had how many 1,000-yard seasons did he have?
I haven't looked up his stats in a while. Maybe like
5. How many years did he play in the league?
That's really fucking
15.
Good, Ryan.
How many games did he play in his career? He played out of his career, he had 15 seasons. He played 183 games.
Ryan, I think you're smoking absolute crack. The games played since 2008 to 2013, he played in almost every game. He missed a few games, but we're talking about a 16-game schedule.
Here we go. 2008, he missed one. He played all games. Missed 1, missed 2, missed 1, missed 5, missed none, missed 1, missed 7, missed 1, missed 2.
What are you talking about? I'm confused on what you're talking about.
I'm going through the games he missed. He has played to 183 games over 15 seasons. I think he got signed. This is a little skewed because he got signed a little late in the season.
You're talking about a player when they're in their later years of their career. What you're saying does not equal up to anything. What you're saying holds no real value because you're talking about
he can't stay healthy.
How could he not stay healthy, Ryan? He played a lot of games. And on top of that, you look at the games he played to start it. On top of that as well, he's playing a position where you get hit a lot. You get tackled. Him missing games is about normal.
You ready for you want to hear what he did in the playoffs? You want to hear how impactful he was? You want to hear this shit?
Give it to me.
Okay. His first year, the 2008 season, was his best one by far. Okay. In 3 games, okay, just keep in mind 3 games. He had 11 receptions on 21 targets, 207 yards, touchdown. That is a good postseason, right? That's a good postseason. 3 games, right?
Great.
Next one, 3 receptions, 14 yards, 1 game. That was it. 2
Who they
receptions,
play?
47
Who
yards.
they
I'm
play?
not quite sure. I don't know. I
Are you
can
a
dig a
Pro
little
Football
deeper on that.
Focus?
I can look at it. Yeah, I can look at it a little deeper. Next year, two receptions, 47 yards. Next year after that, 3 receptions, 53 yards. That was all in Philadelphia. I'm not even talking about any of
Okay,
his other
Ryan,
ones.
don't forget. Let's do this since we're on the same website.
Yeah, shoot it. Yep.
Look at the age when the games are missed. You
No, I
can't
understand. No.
you can't call but
The count I gave you was the earlier part of his career.
no,
Not
I
even
know, but
talking
what I'm
about.
saying is that this is the reason why. Like you're saying, something like for someone to be injury prone, like Tua, one he was injury prone in high school, college, and NFL. You can't say that for D-Jack. You're talking about someone later in their careers. LeBron got fucking injured later in his career. It happens. You're older.
We're
It's not
talking about a wide receiver that was with the Eagles for what,
Ryan,
6 seasons, and then he
Ryan,
was back for 2
22,
seasons.
23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. He barely got hurt. What are you upset about? I'm confused on what you're talking about. What you're saying does not make sense.
Okay, so he's missed 5 games there.
His first year, he missed
8
none.
games.
One,
9.
they probably.
I've got 9 games missed.
No, not career wise. I'm talking about the first.
No, 9 games missed in his first 6 seasons. 9 games.
How is that injury prone?
He is injury prone. What are you talking about? He's always hurt.
6 games. Ryan, Jesus Christ.
And then later on in his year, he got hurt all the time.
What's 16 times? What's 16 times 6?
96.
Okay. So
87 out of 96 games.
And you're telling me that's injury prone?
Yes.
That's what that's the craziest
shit. He was missing.
That is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. With that, okay, so let's start naming off Mike. Okay, Mike Williams is injury prone. Saquon Barkley is injury prone. Daniel Jones is injury prone.
Yeah.
So all these players are injury prone just from what you're saying. He missed 6 games in 6 years.
Then later on in his career,
that's even a game a year.
So, like, I understand age, like 33, 34. He was older, but he did miss games during that season.
Ryan, missing 1 game a year is not injury prone. What are you talking about right there? That is not injury prone. 1 game a year? Ryan, if you get if the Eagles clinch the number 1 seed, let's say week 16, they're not playing their starters. So a lot of them won't even start, or they're just like, why would we even play? We're going to play the backups. That's not injury prone. There's some
I think what my big thing, D, is that why. So let's skip past the injury prone thing. Okay. Let's skip past that. I think my bias is more from the later years of DeSean Jackson. But during the time with Philly, seriously, what did he do for us? Seriously. Like, what did he possibly do?
His rookie year, he had 62 receptions, 912 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Cool. Sure.
And plus, he was a punt return specialist as well. And kick, on top of
he was good on punt returns and kick returns, right? Yeah.
Like, on top of that, his next year, 62 receptions, almost 1,200 yards. Next year, think about this, Ryan. 47 catches on 1,000 yards. That's crazy. Then 58, he was pretty great for you guys. Like, what do you mean? Like, when you look at his stats, it's about the same as AJ Brown right now. You're just living in
I don't think
reality.
it's the same. Let's calm down here. It's not the same player as AJ Brown. Let's calm down.
About the stats. The stats is what I'm saying. When you look at the stats, and actually, he has a better yard per catch than AJ Brown right now as well.
Well, yeah, no, AJ Brown's not that guy. AJ Brown's not a deep threat guy.
But what
DeSean
I'm
Jackson
saying
was a deep threat guy.
Exactly. So when I'm looking at D-Jack had it all. Literally. And don't forget, his first couple of years, he didn't have anything special at quarterback. Like, was that
Kevin Cobb?
Yeah, Kevin Cobb, and then he had Nick Foles for a stint. Like, Chip Kelly fucked the Eagles up for a couple of years because his first year
Nick Foles was good when he was there.
Was good, but Chip Kelly fucked up that team by trading LaShawn McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy.
And he fucked up the team because it fucked up the diversity with the team. Compared to now, you're just expecting guys just to pass the ball. Like, this is not Oregon. So, yeah, I understand why some of his stats went down. But when you look at DeSean Jackson, his first stint with the Eagles, then what he did in Washington, he's a Hall of Famer. It's not a question about
He's
it.
not a Hall of Famer. What are you talking about for the Eagles, or are you talking about Hall of Famer in general? There's
no
no
for
chance.
the Eagles. No, for the Eagles. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Yes, he's going to be in Hall of Fame for the Eagles, D. I'm not denying that.
He's probably going to be in Canton, like fucking
no
Ohio.
No fucking chance, dude. He will not make the fucking Canton. For what?
Ryan, he has a Super Bowl ring.
With what? What? With the Rams that he didn't even play?
It's a ring is a ring. A lot of people.
LaShawn McCoy. God, LaShawn dude. McCoy he's not a champion.
Technically, LaShawn McCoy has 2 rings.
That's fine. LaShawn McCoy is a different player.
Ryan, he's selected All Pro like
3 times.
Yeah,
3 times out of 15 years, D.
Ryan, are you smoking crack? Are you
3
okay?
times.
Do you need a hug tonight? I will give you a hug.
I'm telling you,
I will give you a hug.
This guy, I'm telling you right now, if you were to put
I love you,
any
Ryan.
wide receiver in the deck in the 2010s, he's not in anybody's top 10 list. Not even close.
Ryan, what Tyreek Hill is doing now.
You can't compare. You can't compare.
Just listen. If Tyreek Hill, if D-Jack had a legit quarterback like Tyreek Hill had, we'll be talking about it wouldn't even be a conversation. Don't forget, D-Jack did this shit with subpar and above average quarterbacks, not the best.
Well, his best seasons were with Michael Vick.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that wasn't the best Michael Vick that we've seen. It was like later years Michael Vick. Like, yeah,
Michael Vick was better later. Okay, don't get started on that. Michael Vick was a better passer later on than what he was early.
Because he had better receivers.
And then also Nick Foles took over one of the seasons. Actually, Nick Foles was the 1,300-yard season DeSean Jackson had because he had 27 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, so when you look at D-Jack, his first stint with the Eagles, bro, Hall of Fame worthy, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Hall of Fame worthy. He's not legit.
He is not Canton, Ohio. There's no chance.
Okay,
if you put him in Canton,
do this. Let's do this. Let's do this while we're on the internet. Let's Google wide receivers in the Hall of Fame and leave up DeSean Jackson.
Here, let's get through. Okay, we'll save this for another time. We're gonna move on from DeSean Jackson. He's a
Hall of Fame.
We'll talk about this more. We'll make a whole fucking segment about it. But he is not a Hall of Famer.
Puts respect on that man's name.
He's trash. Fucking trash. Terrible.
Christian Kirk won't go in the fucking Hall of Fame.
No, he will not, and that's okay.
Okay, so you're saying what's
DeSean Jackson? Sure, if he probably was a top 20 wide receiver at that time. Sure,
top 20, top 10. What the fuck are you talking about? Multiple years. He's an All Pro. 3 years. Multiple. What are you talking about?
All right.
When has Christian Kirk been named an All Pro?
Falcons, Saints. Falcons 24, Saints 15. Falcons are good. Saints are bad. Saints just need to wrap it up. God damn it. DeSean Jackson is fucking bad. He is not good. He's not.
Well,
that's the reason why he has nothing to his name. Nothing. Except
he's an All Pro. He's an All Pro. An All Pro.
It does nothing.
When has Christian Kirk been named an All Pro?
All right, I'm going to go with that season. We're going to go with that season.
0.
Christian Kirk said, why are we comparing Christian Kirk? That has nothing to do with anything.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're saying, and when you look at who Christian Kirk is he played with Kyler Murray. Now he's playing with Trevor Lawrence. He's already played with better quarterbacks than goddamn D-Jack.
All right. I'm going down here. I'm going down the list. See if I find league leaders. God damn it, dude. I just can't believe you think he's that good. Like, I just don't understand that shit. I don't understand that at all. Nilch. Years.
What year are you looking at?
I'm looking at 2013 as year that he had. Oh my God. Do you know who the receiving leader was? 2013? Cool. Josh Gordon. Fucking monster.
Shit.
God damn it, boy. He was good. Incredibly good. He was 9th in yards that season, got an All-Pro.
Top 10.
Pierre Garçon missed out on an All-Pro because of him. Pierre Garçon had more yards than him, D.
I remember that.
DeSean Jackson was not a top Sure, top 20. He ain't no fucking top 5.
I didn't say top 5. I
Top
said
5,
top 10.
top 10. He had 1 year. He had one
Right.
year in the top 10. Look, let's go back.
He was top 10 for that year. That's what I said. I said top 10. That's all I said. I said top 10.
Let's see here. Calvin Johnson's so good, dude. I can't look at his stats, man. He's so fucking good. Yeah, DeSean Jackson wasn't even on this fucking did he miss games in 2012? Was this the one he missed games? Yeah, he did. Okay. Let's move on to the next previous season. Let's see. I don't even know where the fuck he's at in this one. Where's he at? Okay, he played 15 games that year. He was 23rd. That's fine. 2010. I think that was the next year he did okay, I think. But like I said, man, like DeSean Jackson, like everybody puts, he's 12th in yards that season, 12th. But everybody puts him on this fucking pedestal. He is not a Canton Hall of Fame. No chance. It's not. He got an AP All-Pro. He got an AP All-Pro over Mike Wallace this one season. He had 200 yards more than him. How?
Ryan, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
That'd be like saying Miles Austin was a fucking Hall of Famer for the Cowboys.
You're being disrespectful.
DeSean Jackson's trash. I would literally, he did nothing for Philly. Nothing. What did he do? Did he ever go to any?
So question.
Yeah, shoot it.
You realize that people would take D-Jack over Devontae Smith, right?
Which they're insane.
Huh?
They're insane. Those people are absolutely insane.
No, they're not.
Devontae Smith?
Devontae Smith he has great route running, but he does nothing special. D-Jack had great route running, and he had Tyreek Hill speed. You couldn't cover him one-on-one. They always had to put a safety over the top. When you take away A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you couldn't really judge it because there was a rookie year, and then they trade for A.J. Brown, but maybe 1,000 yards. But other than that, he's nothing special.
Devontae Smith literally had over 1,0000 yards last season with A.J. Brown there with him.
Yeah, because of A.J. Brown. When you have
DeSean Jackson was the only wide receiver on the Eagles, other than J-Mac.
Exactly. You're proving my fucking point.
They didn't go anywhere as an organization. What are you talking about? We didn't go anywhere.
What does that have to do with? What does that have to do with what I'm saying?
It didn't help the team. Obviously, what he was doing didn't help.
Who is the greatest? Okay, you realize that people consider Barry Sanders the greatest running back of all time, and he did shit with
Barry
Detroit,
Sanders. Right? Let's get this fucking straight. Barry Sanders has the most rushing yards in a season, doesn't he?
Okay,
or one of the top.
I don't. It's up
2,000 something, whatever he is.
Fucking Calvin Johnson done, and guess what?
Calvin Johnson, most yards in a season. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
But listen to what I'm saying. What did they do with their teams?
They did not do anything.
Exactly.
They didn't do anything.
It's fucking irrelevant.
They are Hall of Famers because they have a stat. They have something to go off of. DeSean Jackson didn't have shit. What do you have?
Again,
he has 11,000 yards because he had 15 years in the NFL.
Ryan, how many wide receivers that have over 10,000 yards receiving are not in the Hall of Fame is the question. If they're eligible, of course. As soon as Antonio Gates was available for the Hall of Fame, he's in.
Yeah, he'll be 5. Yeah, they have to wait 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. If
DeSean Jackson will not. Mark my words. 5 years from now, 2028, whenever it comes around for him to be in there, he will never be a Hall of Famer. D. Watch. Won't happen.
Over 10,000 yards is the staple. You're like, all right, Super Bowl ring, multiple All Pros. You're going in the Hall of Fame. You're going in the Hall of Fame. Listen, why do you think Barry Sanders made it?
Barry Sanders made it because of his achievements, because of his yards. He was a different player than that. You can't put him on the same level. There's no chance. Okay, you can't put him on the same level as Calvin. You can't put him on the same level as Antonio Brown.
I'm not talking about levels. I'm talking about, don't forget.
Any of those people.
How many yards did Calvin Johnson have?
Calvin Johnson in his career? I can't remember what he
13 or 14,000. Not off from.
He did it in 8 seasons.
Exactly. Give me another receiver that he had.
DeSean Jackson did 15 years.
Give me Give me another receiver that he
Are
had.
you really going to compare Calvin
No,
Johnson and say
no, you're not.
he did the stuff because he didn't have another wide receiver with him? Are you
No.
serious?
Listen.
That's
Give
what you're
me
going
the
to say about
receiver.
Calvin?
No.
Nate
Give me the
Burleson.
who? That's exactly who.
I'm trying to go down the list. I'm
Who?
not a Lions
Give
fan,
give.
obviously.
I
I
know
don't
he
know.
hasn't had shit because he has nothing. Even because Jeremy Backlund was a good, well, above average player, but the Lions even have that. And don't
The
forget, Calvin Johnson is 6'5", 220, 230.
What is
DeSean
your
Jackson.
point?
What I'm saying
You're not
is
making any
he
point.
he did this in an era of football where you can just fucking hit people over the middle, go over the top people, and you're telling me that this guy at about 5'9", probably a buck
He's
70, a buck
5'10".
8,
5'10" is
yeah,
what he is.
a buck 70, a buck 80, put over 10,000 yards in his career, and you're like, no, that guy's not.
Do you know who's not in the Hall of Fame right now? That is the exact same type of, like, he's small, wasn't super fast. Steve Smith. Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame?
C. Smith Senior.
Yeah, Steve Smith. One. Steve Smith Senior for the Panthers. Remember, he played for the Panthers.
Oh, okay. I don't know you're talking about.
I think he's still not in the Hall of Fame.
Well, not yet. I don't think. Is he eligible?
Yes.
When does he retire? When did he retire?
He retired. Yeah, he's been eligible for 2 years, dude. Didn't get in the Hall of Fame yet.
2 years.
I'm not worried. Here we fucking go. You ready for this? Here we go. Yeah, you just sparked me because you're like, okay, you're talking about height and shit. I'm like, all right, fuck it. We'll talk about somebody the same height. Steve Smith Sr. has 5 Pro Bowls. 5. Okay? He played from
pros? Huh? What about all pros?
Oh, sorry. 2 all pros. And he's got 14,000 yards receiving.
Okay.
He is not in the Hall of Fame. He has been missed twice.
Okay, it's not instant, Ryan. I'm not saying first time. I'm saying we'll be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying because a lot of people
DeSean Jackson will never be in the Hall of Fame.
It took Chris Carter a couple of years. Well, not a couple of years, but
that was because of other shit. That was a little bit different.
But regardless, I don't care about that off the field shit. But,
yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Literally, everybody agreed that was why he didn't get it.
But regardless, we all know DeSean Jackson has no off the field issues.
He will not get in. Steve Smith will probably get in, but he's having trouble getting in at 14. No, this is trouble. This is you going 2 consecutive seasons not hitting the Hall of Fame.
Ryan,
in the NFL.
How many spots do they have? I
think it's 7 to 8 now.
Okay,
they put a lot more.
So all these fucking players that fucking get retirement, you have to. If there's a cap, let's be logical here. It's not like everyone can fucking get in at once. It's not like
he will never get a vote.
Right,
he will never get a vote.
He'll get in. Trust me.
Calvin Johnson was a bona fide Hall of Famer, no doubt. First time was
Ryan. Have you seen some of these guys back in the day that probably weren't as good as people thought they were? And not because of the stats, they just probably weren't as good. If these old fucks can get in, D-Jack's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'll tell you that right now.
It won't happen.
I'm a big Terrell Davis guy, but guess what? If Terrell Davis can get in the Hall of Fame for a running back, I don't give a fuck what he did, but he was only good for a couple of years, and then he got injured. He was never the same. If he got in, bro, there's people out there that says Frank Gore won't be a Hall of Famer.
Frank Gore is what, the second all time? Is that right?
Yeah. 15,000 yards rushing. Crazy.
He is also a champion, I believe, Super Bowl champ, isn't he? Then you have a Super Bowl. No, wait, maybe not.
I don't think so.
But he is a let's see, all pro once, I think, is what it is. He had 16,000 yards on the dot.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like that one is different to me because all those seasons he still played and still was 1,000 yards. He was still contributing. DeSean Jackson later in his career was not, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying, D. Like, his impact on the NFL was nothing. Seriously. Like, yes, he had some good punt returns. Yes, he had some good kick returns from us. Like, the Miracle in the Meadowlands, we'll never forget that, right? Like, as an Eagles fan, I respect the fuck out of that. But he is not hyped up. What gets me, what grinds my gears about him, to be honest, is like how much hype he gets for a career that was not even that special. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was seriously just not that special. And Steve Smith, the thing is, Steve Smith is not even going to make it either.
With that same logic, with your same logic, D-Hop won't be in the Hall of Fame. And everyone says he's a bona fide.
That's not true either. That's not true either.
Give me a receiver. Give me
DeAndre
a
Hopkins.
Give me a wide receiver. Give me a quarterback these had. That's just like, wow.
No, I agree. I agree
because
with
he
you,
had Deshaun Watson for years, but
he could have been better. D-Hop could have been definitely better with a better quarterback. I agree with you.
Okay. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but so he's a number one, bro. Like
when you look at D-Jack, he has 11,000 yards. And when you look at D-Hop,
he's not he already has one.
What do you mean he's not number one?
He's not a number one wide receiver.
What do you mean on the team, or what are you saying?
Any team, he won't be.
The fuck are you talking?
He's not. No, sorry. Okay, so what I'm saying, he's not a number right. Like Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, they're a number one wide receiver for the team, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the league. Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk are not number ones right now. Calvin Ridley a couple years ago, he could have been possibly in the conversation. But DeSean Jackson, it was never a bona fide, he's a number one wide receiver. Like he is number one. He's not. What do you mean? Is he the same level as a Steve Smith Sr.? Is he the same level as a Calvin Johnson?
We're talking about DeAndre Hopkins? The team? Are you talking about
no, I'm not talking about on the team. I'm talking about in the league. They are not considered. I would not look at his stuff and be like, yeah, DeSean Jackson's a number one wide receiver.
You're wrong.
No chance.
When we're growing up, there's only maybe two guys that was ever considered number one. It's either Antonio Brown or Calvin Johnson. That was it.
Antonio Brown, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones still playing that time.
Yeah, well,
Randy Moss.
No, we didn't get a lot of Randy Moss. We got the later years Randy Moss.
I mean, those are still all guys that like they're number ones.
Well, in 2007, Randy Moss had a great year, but after that, because he had Tom Brady. But after that, it was just kind of like, eh. But when you look at Calvin Johnson,
Vincent Jackson for the Buccaneers.
No,
number one.
No one ever. What the fuck? The fuck?
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
No one
gain
ever
some respect.
Be
respectful.
No one ever fucking considered Vincent Jackson for the Bucs like that's the best receiver in football. No one has ever fucking said that.
Des Bryant,
Andre he had a Johnson. Good year, but never considered the best. No.
They were number ones. What are you talking about?
No.
Demarius Thomas, AJ Green.
No.
None those are not number ones. You're fucking insane. No, you're insane.
They were number ones on the no.
They're number one wide receivers in the league. Those were number ones.
What D-Jack was a number one on his team. What are you talking about?
On the team, he was not a number one. AJ Brown, number one.
You're not making sense right now. That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? AJ Brown is a number one wide receiver, right? Yes. True or false?
It's
true or false. AJ Brown, number one wide receiver. True or false?
He's a number one on his team, yes.
And he's in the league. What are you talking about? He is a number one.
D-Jack
he's considered a number one wide receiver.
What? You're not making sense.
All right, D. Falcons, Saints, 24-15. Falcons look like a really good team against the teams in the division. They look good against them.
Yeah, they look good against division games. But when it comes to other competition they don't see regularly, it's like, you guys look shit.
Hey, that's all you got to do to get in the playoffs in that division. That's it. You just got to win your games in there, and that's it. So I think the Falcons are still going to make it in. None of those teams are going to make a difference in the playoffs, but I think the Falcons will make it.
There's the dog shit teams.
Yeah, another pair of dog shit teams: Rams, Cardinals.
I don't think the Rams are dog shit. I don't think so. I think the Rams had a situation where, from the Jared Goff trade, they traded a lot of capital. And then they made a lot of trades to mess up their cap penalty. Mm-hmm. But Sean McVay can coach. We know that now. He can coach. And I think if we give him a couple years, I think it's a possibility they may be back in the Super Bowl in a couple years.
Could be.
Puka was a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
He can draft.
Yeah. So I think that you're right. I think that if they can bring the pieces together, get healthy, they just need to get a nice solid team, and they should be able to make some noise, especially in the next couple of years.
They can compete. They compete in all their games.
No, for sure. Broncos, Browns.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Yeah, I think you're in. I think they're in. I counted them out, but I think that you guys might make it.
Because you a hating ass nigga. People hate all the time.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
If we beat the Texans, we have the tiebreaker against the Texans and we have the tiebreaker against the Bills. I don't trust the Colts. I don't trust them. So I think if we just beat the Texans, I feel like with our schedule, we can make it in. Our two hardest games will be against the Lions, and I don't know, but I feel like we can get in. I feel
don't
like
cut yourself short. I think you guys might be able to finish at the 5th or 6th seed here. I really think so.
I want to play who I want to play. I want to play the Jags in the playoffs. I feel like we could beat the Jags. I don't want to play the Dolphins for obvious reasons. But I want to play the Jags, or I want to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. Wild card game in KC. I want that game. I want
you
that.
Want that? Okay.
Yes. I want that is because the first game they beat us 18-9. The second game we beat them 24-9. So there's not like it's high scoring games.
Right.
So there's going to be, so it's going to be very close. And I want to see Russ cook. I want to see that defense play. So I don't know.
Okay. No, that's fair. I think that the Broncos, like I said, they have a fair shot at getting in, and you guys keep on winning the games like you are. You guys got the momentum. So It's all about just finishing it.
Yes, sir.
Best game of the
country. Let's ride.
Best game of the week. Fly Eagles Fly. That was an awesome game to watch. Eagles came back and fought. There's the refs. I felt like there was some missed calls. It felt a little rough in the game. That horse collar was rough. Hassan Reddick definitely grabbed, but I mean, it's a part of the game. Obviously, both sides were.
It's hard to call some games though.
No, seriously, yeah, and I mean, we've been down both weeks, 17-7. I mean, what it is about the Eagles is that we grind and we fight to finish games. You know what I mean?
Well,
we really do.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Your defense this year is like top 15. It's not top 5 like last year.
What hurts us, D, is the secondary. Our secondary is not as strong for whatever reason it is.
I think it's just age.
I think it's play calling. I think a little bit of because we lost our defensive coordinator.
But Bradbury and Slay are not. Plus the linebacking core. Those are the two weaknesses, and I think the D line is great. But when I see Slade, who's a year older, Bradbury, I think was only great because of the D line. And then I see a weak linebacking core. I'm like, the D line can only do so much.
Hey, we're in the Shaq Leonard sweepstakes, baby.
I want him to come to Denver so bad.
He ain't gonna go to Denver. He met up with the Cowboys, didn't get a deal. He just met with the Eagles.
He's wanting to. I've heard what they're saying. He wants too much.
That could be true too.
What he's asking for and what he's a little injury prone. It's like you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get what you're asking for.
No, yeah, I love it. But yeah, the Eagles, I think they have little things. The crazy thing is that we're not playing at the top of our game and we're still winning games. Still perfect. We're not even fully in yet. You know what I mean?
But to be honest, I haven't seen a game this year where it's like, damn, you guys dominated that game. I haven't seen that.
The second half of this game was fantastic. That was the best Eagles defense, Eagles offense we've played. I mean, that was against a good Josh Allen too. That was against a good Josh Allen.
Allen's cooking. He was cooking.
It was a really good game to watch. Chiefs Raiders. Chiefs came back. They were down 14-0.
I think they're going to hire this interim coach, and he's going to take the job next year.
Right. Yeah.
He brings that dog out of them.
Yeah.
He brings that dog out of them, bro. I don't care what you say. Like, he makes them play better. The old Raiders put up 3 of 10 points, but this Raiders, they look like they could have won that game.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm excited for the Raiders next year.
Yeah, they could be definitely decent. Just getting that, they just need a jump start. They need a fresh season. Is what it is. They just need a fresh start.
I think they fucked up signing Jimmy G.
Yeah,
they fucked up.
Yeah, well, hey, it's a new direction now.
Yeah, I think they're drafting a quarterback next year.
Yeah. Last game, since we already talked about the Bears and the Vikings, we got the Ravens and the Chargers. They're very good.
I've proved my point so many times about Justin Herbert. I don't know what people see. I've been saying this since we worked together, and people's called me crazy. And this last year was a fluke, and this year just proves my fucking point. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I agree. Then the Ravens are going to finish out strong. They
I
may be the number one
want
seed. You guys do not
I,
want to
I
face them if you're the Broncos. I
no,
would
we
stay away
most
from
teams.
them.
I think what I really want to happen. I want us to get this maybe the 6th or 7th seed so we can play KC. If
You
we
want
play
that fifth
KC,
seed. You want the fifth seed.
that is
That's
true.
where you
That
want.
is true. We want the 5th seed,
You guys
but
will thrive in the fifth seed.
I say that is because this is what I want to happen. Well, no, yes, you are correct. Yep, you are correct. Because if we play,
you guys are going to be in a rough spot if you have to face. I mean, yeah, if you're the fifth seed, you're most likely facing, which is crazy to think about. You're probably going to face the Jaguars, maybe. I think.
yeah,
I think it might be the Jaguars. Who are the other divisions? Um, Maybe the Dolphins. But Dolphins have an easy schedule. You won't face the Dolphins so they'll probably be the third seed. It's going to probably go Ravens, Chiefs, Dolphins, Jaguars. Am I missing any? Is that right? Yeah,
all right.
that's it.
So I
West,
think
yeah, Northwest, East. Yeah. So fifth
I don't
seed is
know.
where you want to be. I think fifth seed
Yeah,
is where you want to be.
yeah, I think because then the number 2 seed plays the highest seed. So yeah, I would like that because
Yep.
I think that we would beat Jacksonville, and I would love to go to Arrowhead.
That's it. That's where you would line up to be if the Chiefs won, you would be right there. They would play the next highest seed. So that could be it.
Yeah,
That could be it. D, another good week of football, man. I'm excited for this next week. We got some really good games coming up, which I want to go in.
We have some difference makers. We have some difference makers. The games where just like we're gonna see who's gonna be in the playoffs.
Definitely. And we already did the off screen for the Thursday night football game, guys. We did both of us pick the Cowboys, which was a crazy game. We'll recap that next week. Yeah. Very crazy game. We'll recap that. But D, Colts and the Titans. Who do you got?
Give me the Colts.
I'm with you, Colts. No doubter. No doubter on that. Jets and the Falcons.
Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I love the Falcons. You know me. I love them. I don't know what it is. Lions and the Saints.
Give me the Lions. The Saints are so inconsistent.
I'm with you. Lions once again. Broncos and the Texans.
Broncos country. Let's ride. The fuck are you talking about right now?
I'm rooting against the Broncos. I'm going Texans.
Hating ass nigga.
Chargers and the Patriots.
Chargers.
They might even lose this game.
Well,
this just seems like a Chargers game to lose, right? This just feels like it.
The crazy thing with the Patriots is when you look at their losses, bro, they're in every game. That's how great Bill Belichick is. But it's like you would have this problem if you had some receivers.
Yeah, no kidding. Cardinals and the Steelers.
Steelers.
I agree. Cardinals, I'm done. I'm done on the Cardinals. Dolphins and the Commanders.
Dolphins.
That's gonna Commanders. They should just blow them out. Should be. Panthers and Buccaneers. What a fucking
Buccaneers.
Not watching that one. I'm with you on that as well. 49er Eagle.
Give me the 49ers.
Game of the week. Eagles.
Give me that's going to be a great game.
Browns and the Rams.
Give me the Rams.
I'm going Browns. Browns are competing, dude. They're going to try to win a game. They're going to try because they can make the playoffs, so they're going to be a little bit more hungry than the Rams. Chiefs and the Packers.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah. Last but not least, we got Bengals and Jaguars.
Give me the Jags.
I agree.
Yeah,
Bengals may surprise, but
they're not going to surprise fucking anybody.
So
this is why, America, you have to invest into a backup quarterback like the Colts did. You go get a guy, and now they have a possibility of making the playoffs. When you're trying to be cheap and you want to, they lost their guy like week 4. They lost their quarterback week 4. Now they're still in the hunt.
Half of games also in those 4 weeks. So
that's what I'm saying.
They played it smart doing that.
Yeah, that was smart. You have to go invest in somebody. If you don't invest into a quarterback, look at the Jets.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. And literally every mock draft have them drafting a quarterback in the first 2 rounds, one of the other.
Yeah. No, I agree.
To.
Yeah.
So,
But no, this will be a good week of football, though, for sure.
My name is D'Angelo Laws. This is Ryan Robbins, and this has been another episode of the Black and the White Pod. You guys have a great night.
Yeah, guys. See ya.